is Tarik Talk. Your host, Tarik Mendes, takes you on a journey with guests from all around the world. Broadcasting around the world. Around the world. This is Tarik Talk.
All right, guys. Today I'm here with Roger Costa Jr. Thank you so much for being on the podcast. How are you today?
Thank you for having me. I feel great.
Of course,
Thank
my
you.
pleasure. We've been talking about this for a while now, and we finally get to link up and make it happen today.
Yes.
Yeah.
We finally could make it.
I know. Do you want to start off by telling us your Instagram handle?
Well, my Instagram is Roger Costa Jr. Roger Costa Jr.
Okay, perfect. So the people listening right now, you guys can go on Instagram and check him out and get a vibe for him and everything. So Roger, do you want to start telling us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm Roger Costa. I'm the founder of the New York Brazilian Film Series here in New York City, showcasing Brazilian culture through film, dance, music, visual arts, photography, literature, showing people that Brazilian culture is much more than what they just see in regular TV, which limitates it to dancing samba and playing soccer. So that's my goal.
Yes. And did you always have a love and passion for the arts?
Yes, I have always been in love with arts, with English, with the language since I was a kid. I developed an early passion for cinema and photography at the same time, which became successful to my family. It benefited a lot to my family.
And what part of Brazil are you from?
From Salvador, Bahia.
Oh, Salvador, Bahia. I love Salvador, Bahia.
Always hot.
It's my favorite state.
Energetic.
Yes, happy, best food, best weather. Best of everything. And do you think
little spicy the food? Some people can't take it.
No, I can't. But I love it, and then I regret it later. Do you think that being Brazilian has impacted your life work?
Oh yes, definitely. Yeah. Brazil is I'm away from Brazil, but Brazil is inside of me. Everything I do is based on my origins. It's based on my culture. It's influenced by my culture, by my ancestors, by my history.
Yes.
Everything. It's very inside of me.
And can you tell us a little bit about the company that you founded?
It's Brazilish Productions. It's a company which the goal is to showcase Brazilian culture and showcase local artists, give a chance to talented Brazilians who are living among us in New Jersey, New York, people who paint, people who photograph, who made a movie and somehow didn't find an audience already. So Brazilish Productions is the company looking for these people, looking for these talents, these hidden talents in our community that needs a voice, needs a place.
Yes, definitely. And I love that you're bringing our culture and our country to New York. Can you tell us what you're working on at the moment?
Well, right now I just wrapped up the Newark Black Film Festival, which I had a small part in it, yet very important. I helped them curate a Brazilian film, which sort of became a tradition since last year. I made part of the Newark Black Film Festival last year as well. I brought a film directed by Lázaro Ramos. It was a very successful event. The film won the Best Film Award at the event, at the festival. So this year, last weekend, I had Tadaskia, which is this artist.
Oh, she had a thing at MoMA, right? Recently?
She drew
the wall. And she was
walls
the first
at MoMA. Yeah, the
Brazilian, I think, to do that.
The first person ever.
Oh, wow.
To
Okay.
Nobody has ever had that chance, the opportunity to draw or paint or to do anything on MoMA's wall. Is usually anything hanging or displayed there.
Never on the walls.
So they opened up this space for her, and I met her. I found that so curious and so I was so proud of her because she's representing Brazilian culture as well at the Museum of Modern Art, which is basically
the Olympics,
largest, the biggest modern art museum in the world, because you know all of them, but everybody, they want to go to MoMA.
Yeah.
You know? So I hosted an event at the 50th Newark Black Film Festival, which I invited her over for an intimate conversation about her work there and her representation of Brazilian culture. We also showed this film. We screened Pedágio, Toll, by Carolina Markovic, starring Maeve Jenkins. She recently entered the Academy, the Oscars, so now she can vote.
Oh wow, that's so cool.
Count on that. I believe Wagner Moura is gonna get a nomination for Best Actor next year.
Oh, I hope so.
For Civil War, because of his brilliant work.
And he's also from Salvador too, right?
He's also from Salvador. I'm not sure if he's from Salvador, but he's from Bahia.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, and also because of the influence. A lot of Brazilians are becoming very influent.
Yeah.
In the artistic world, in the artistic field in America.
And what do you hope, where do you see yourself, let's say 20 years from now? Do you think by then you're able to, made an impact of Brazilian culture into New York?
Well, I do. I hope so. I hope that in 20 years I can reach such feeling, such accomplishment. And it would be an honor to, to continue to work like this, hard working for the culture, for the artistic world. Which is beautiful, which brings life, brings peace, brings equality, brings joy. We live, our lives are already so much going on in the world, so we need art to survive.
Definitely.
And returning to your question, because you asked me what I'm working on now. Actually, I did the Newark Black Film Festival, but I have two major projects right now. I'm doing the Children's Day, which is, thank you so much, Newark Museum of Art, called Community Day Dia das Crianças. So I really thank the Newark Museum of Art for this incredible opportunity to have an event at the largest museum of New Jersey, titled in Portuguese, Dia das Crianças. You don't get that all the time.
No,
We have a lot of Spanish events because the second language in America is Spanish. But now, hey, Brazil is getting a chance to. So we're going to have Community Day Dia das Crianças on October 20th at the Newark Museum of Art. Everything free, open to all families. A huge lineup of performances, art craft, dancing, contest prizes.
And do you know the times of that? What time the event will be?
12 to 5.
12 to 5, okay. At the
Midday
Newark
to
Museum.
5 p.m. Everything free. Drums. Everything is going to be an amazing party. You're going to be very happy to see the Brazilian Children's Day. And I'm also doing the second edition of the New York Brazilian Film Series, November 17th, at Cinema Village in the East Village, which is a historical cinema in the East Village. And they open the doors to independent cinema, to foreign film, to experiment film, short films, small films. They're also looking for a place. Cinema Village maybe is the place.
Got it. And then, can you tell us when the tickets will go on sale for that?
For which one?
For the November 17th?
For November 17th, okay. The tickets will go on sale as soon as I send over the information to Cinema Village, and they'll put it up on the website.
Perfect.
But everything is settled already. Everything is confirmed. I have a date because, November is award season.
Yes.
So cinemas are very busy, packed with films looking for an Oscar nomination and everything. So it was hard for me to get a spot in November. They offered me everything October, but I said, no, October is Halloween. People don't go to the movies. They are partying at the clubs. So after Halloween, they settle down. So, I'm a smart businessman. I don't want to do an event that only 10 people will come. I want to fill the house. I want to really make a party for people, make an event a successful event. Otherwise, it doesn't make any sense.
I totally agree. So in the meantime, people can just follow you on Instagram and then just get like the heads up and the announcement.
Yes, it has up the announcement. At this moment, curating the films. I'm debating between the documentary of Belchior, who is a very famous musician and composer in Brazil, or maybe a comedy, a light comedy that will be entertaining for all ages. So I'm browsing. I'm looking for the artist to also create an artwork at the event. There will be live music. There will be a dancer, a special dance representing Brazil, and also a book release.
Oh wow, okay. And then how did you have this idea that, you know, most people start so small, they focus on one category, but you seem to like bring all of Brazil at once, which is so smart and genius. But like,
So
what made you
exaggerated?
No, I'm calling you like, you know, like a futuristic,
It's
you
very
know?
baiano essa coisa,
Yeah,
né, Gi?
yeah.
Well, I think it's very baiano this thing, because in Bahia baiano essa coisa,
Yeah,
né, Gi?
yeah.
Well, I think it's very baiano this thing, because in Bahia we mix everything.
Yeah.
Look, we eat arroz e feijão com farinha.
Yeah.
And then we have to mix rice and beans and the yuca powder.
Yeah.
So during Carnival in Brazil, in Bahia, everybody goes out together following after the truck.
Yeah.
You know, the truck.
Yeah, the
with
dancing,
with the music. So everybody, all genres are over there, you know. You got gay, straight, black, white, rich, poor people.
Yeah.
You have people who like only rock music, or only like samba, or only like jazz. No matter what, when it's Carnival, they get together. It's like it's a mix.
Everybody comes as one, yeah.
So I said, hey, I have a chance. I have a place with a stage. I screen. So I think this Baian thing of being Baiano, of mixing everything, of gathering everybody, I believe that all my friends that know me, they know me that when I make a picnic example in Central Park, I call everybody.
Yeah.
Let's go, guys. Let's get out of the house.
Yeah.
So I decided I have a place with a stage, a screen. So why don't I make a multicultural event instead of just a film festival?
Yeah.
So I had the idea of uniting everything. Plus, when you hear that there is live music, there is dancing, you get more excited about an event. If you're not a movie lover like me, because my first passion is movie. No matter if there is nothing, only the film screening, I want to go to the film screening because that's my passion. It's my main thing.
Yeah.
But of course, I appreciate all arts, and I found an opportunity to unite all these cultural expressions in one place, and give the audience the pleasure of seeing themselves in a multicultural event. Oh, I'm seeing my music, I'm seeing my dance, so beautifully represented. I'm proud of this because, you know, we hear the news, many Brazilians are out there and they're not doing the right thing.
And I have a question. I think it's actually more like a compliment, because I think it's very smart to have, you know, various things happen in the event, because people attention span nowadays are so short, and this really makes everybody come together. And I also think, I don't know if you agree, would you say that, you know, for Brazilians, like seeing our culture in a positive way, it's very nice, because there's a lot of like sometimes incidents or like bad reports, like stereotypes about Brazil, that it's just like supermodels and, you know, violent. But I think like going to this event and seeing Brazil like in a good light, do you think that will like make Brazilians and other people like, wow, Brazil has like such a rich culture, so much history?
Yes, definitely. Thanks for the compliment. I want to take this moment to give the credit to the Newark Museum of Art, because the influence comes from the Newark Museum of Art. I was just a journalist 2 years ago, but then the Newark Museum of Art somehow invited me over to be the Brazilian representative there. And then more ideas came to my mind. A creative force took care of me and had this idea of creating events, uniting cultural expressions inside the Museum of Art to display Brazilian culture.
Mm-hmm.
Then, but as the Museum of Art the Newark Museum of Art is so busy, as all the museums, they have a program, they do in advance their programs. They don't have space to do all the events that I want to do at the time that I want to do.
Yeah.
So I said, I'm gonna try to do I'm gonna do my own company. I'm gonna launch my own company, and I did. So the credit comes from the Newark Museum about the influence, the talent. It's Bahia, it's God, it's me, it's my culture, my ancestors, my history, of course. And what was your question again?
I actually wanted to ask you a quick question before I forget this question, because everything you're saying is so interesting, and I actually had a very good idea.
Thank you.
Since we shared your Instagram with viewers that are listening to this podcast right now, are you comfortable with like people reaching out to you, whether it's like Brazilian people or people that know other Brazilian people that can be like, hey Roger, I have this Brazilian friend, he's a movie director, like do you mind if they reach out to you and send recommendations?
No, definitely not. Please send over all recommendations.
Yes,
I'm open for suggestions, recommendations. I love watching, I love browsing, I love meeting new people, new artists. We can discuss the topics, we can negotiate, we can come to a common agreement. Yeah. I remember your question. Your question was about if you think that things will change, even though we live in a society where we only hear bad things about Brazilians. But I'm doing this to show a different side of Brazil, the beauty of Brazil, the beauty of our culture, of the variety, the diversity of our culture, through music, art, through the Indians from the Amazon, through the Afro culture in Bahia, through the white European influence of the South Brazil, Rio Grande do Sul and Florianópolis, through the Arabic influence in São Paulo, in Rio de Janeiro, in all the area, Arabic, Chinese. So I believe the goal is to show people, to make people curious about Brazil, to make people I want to go to Brazil, I want to live this experience instead of just seeing here in an event.
I like that. And do you like when you're curating these shows and these events, do you know exactly what the final product looks like, or are you like the type to enjoy the process and like do little by little, or do you have like a vision right from the beginning?
Well, for the New York Brazilian film series, the element, it's resistance. So I search for things that will give me a meaning of resistance. For example, the last one, we screened the film of Cobra. Cobra self-portrait.
The artist,
So the artist. So he came from favelas, and now he's one of the greatest artists in the world. So he's resistant a pattern society maybe told him, no, you're not gonna be there, you're not gonna conquer, you're not gonna go to the place that you want to go to. I had this 97-year-old author who just wrote a book, but never had a chance to show his book. And he's 97 years old, so I gave him a chance because he's resistant time, and also he's black, so he resisted so many things during this century of life that I wanted to hear from him, the secret of his resistance. I brought on stage a group of female drummers who are also resistant the system, society, because society, this is such a melting to be a drummer, and they're only female. I brought this kid who's 19 years old, an immigrant looking for his place in America, who is also resistant somehow instability, insecurity, because he's so young and he's looking for his place. So that was my theme. The second one, I also want to do the same thing, resistance, but I still didn't find the chemistry yet, but I believe it's gonna be.
You're gonna make it happen.
Yeah.
So in the meantime, please everybody reach out to Roger, send him recommendations if you guys can.
Please, Roger Costa Jr. Jr. Roger Costa Jr. You find me on Instagram.
And are you So are you like accepting kind of like submissions for like art, dancing, like films, kind of anything?
Well, I'm open to suggestions.
Yeah.
I do have many people in my mind, including you, since for many months we've been talking.
Yeah.
I remember I was trying to bring you to the Newark Museum of Art in February.
Yeah.
To be my guest artist for my carnival party.
Yeah.
Because
I don't think I was here then.
No, you were traveling.
Yeah, I was traveling.
Somewhere in Europe.
Yeah.
You're always traveling.
Yeah.
For you.
Yeah. Thank you.
And so maybe if you're available, you'll be
Who knows?
our artist.
Yes. Yes.
And if that would be you, would you connect to resistance to the team? I mean that you know
I
what
would
I mean?
absolutely would, because like immigrating from here, from Brazil to here, like I remember, and I did like a podcast with my sister like 2 episodes ago, and we were talking about like immigrating here as a kid. It's like and we kind of share like the same experience, because like when I moved here, it was like, you're not Latino enough because you don't speak Spanish, and then you're not white enough because you're different, so you're always like in the middle of everything, right? And then a lot of like there's a lot of people that I remember, even the teachers would say, oh, like they would ask me, like, do you guys have clothes in Brazil? Like, do you guys have
save it for the show.
Okay, that's how I'll say.
Thank you for listening to Tarik Talk. Follow Tarik Talk on all social media channels and check out the video interviews online.